one thing that I don't necessarily want to see, we mentioned Logan Paul earlier. AJ Styles is going to call him out this upcoming Monday night, I guess. I guess that's potentially that where they're both going for Mania, but I again, I'm not super interested in that, especially because AJ's got, if he's retiring before he's 50, turns 50 after 20, like he would turn 50 before the Mania in 27, which would mean next year's his last one. So his second to last Mania is going to be spent facing Logan Paul, and he's got one more after it. I'm not interested in it.
Stick with me on this one, because that's what I'm most excited for. Not Logan Paul versus AJ Styles one-on-one. That's not a match I want to see. But Bron Breakker is a star, man. This is his first Mania. You need to do something special for Bron Breakker's first Mania. They teased Bron Breakker versus AJ Styles. They haven't really resolved that. They then teased Bron Breakker versus Finn Balor. They haven't really resolved that. And both of those in and of itself would be great one-on-one WrestleMania matches. But now with Styles going after Logan Paul, not on any episode of Raw, but Raw at MSG to help bring Logan Paul into this fold, is this really about to be a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental title?
Well, what's funny,
Finn Balor and Styles being able to work together with Bron Breakker is something that I love. And if you want to throw Logan Paul in there, I guess that's a chess piece that I'm fine with him being in that match.
I have Bron Breakker in a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship of WrestleMania. None of the three names you mentioned are in that fatal four-way, but I actually like your idea. I got Finn Balor and Dom Mysterio on my card.
Ooh, that's a good one.
In the fatal four-way is Bron Breakker versus Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser versus Penta.
See,
now
like
with Rosa Wrench and the Penta thing, is Rey Fenix is going to be here before Mania.
Do you think they debut him right before Mania?
I guess you could keep him. He's going to be signed. Like, he's going to be signed before Mania. I guess you don't have to bring him actually into the fold beforehand. And I don't know what you do from a tag team perspective, because unless, like, you know, New Day takes out Rey so bad where he can't compete, and they're the ones that go after New Day to, like, out of revenge. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. They don't have to use Rey Fenix beforehand. Penta could be part of that.
Yeah, the Penta is the one that I look at and I'm like, man, I don't know what to do with him, because right now he's feuding with Ludvig Kaiser. And honestly, I agree with you that Ludvig does deserve to have a spot on Mania. He has done some of the best work out of anybody that we have seen since the calendar flip to 2025. I mean, his in-ring work is much better. His work on the mic, I think, stands against basically anybody.
He's like a James Bond villain, like, from a look perspective. And yeah,
everybody wants to know who the next James Bond is. I know who the next villain is, and his name is Ludvig Kaiser, because he demands your gratitude, and he has been great. So that's the one thing that I just, like you mentioned, there's so many good characters right now that could go after that Intercontinental title. But, you know, the fact that they teased Breakker versus Styles, and I thought, okay, that's where they're going, and never resolved it, and now they're leaving it. They teased Breakker versus Balor, and right now that's where they're kind of in the middle of. And now Styles was talking about who? He was talking about Bron Breakker when Logan Paul interrupted him. So I'm like, if that's the fatal four-way, I have a hard time believing there's going to be any match on WrestleMania weekend that I'm going to enjoy more than Styles, Balor, and Breakker, and then I guess whatever Logan Paul OMG moment he's going to have.